Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back after a week of, of a vacation of sorts, but we are back with the Cafe Gracia Experience podcast, and you already know the deal. You already know why we're here. Let's, you guys know the drill. So let's have the esteemed guest of this week introduce themselves, and let's get started.
Hi. This is new. And usually, because the last time we did this, you were guest for me. Hi. For those who don't know, I'm Virtual Mementos. I make YouTube content. I make a lot of like video essays, retrospectives, reviews, some reaction videos if something comes up, just stuff like that. Like if there's a topic I want to talk about for a game, I'll talk about it, put it on the channel, and I do no face cam, no camera. I just do commentary and a lot of editing. So if that sounds interesting, then great. Then you're gonna just that's the good thing about this podcast is if people like the way my voice sounds, people can just be like, I like that person's voice. I'm gonna go sub to them, and that's just the way it works. It doesn't matter about my face. Just my voice is all that matters here. So
All right, yeah.
I'm
Uh,
not trying to be a faceless YouTuber. I promise. It just
it,
worked out that way.
it's fine. It's just once I get face cam working up for the podcast, it's just gonna be weird for those that don't want face cam. It's just my face, and then like, cause
Are you actually doing that?
no, not for this one, not for this one, cause
Oh, okay.
I didn't I didn't I didn't bother to basically up, cause I have a camera now for the videos, so that means the
Mhm.
phone officially got retired, so.
Oh, rest in peace, phone. You did a lot of good work.
It did so much work. I'm so happy. But I got a camera that was like $600. Um,
Oh, dang.
yeah, and so it has a software that I can put on the computer that
Hmm.
it could basically be used as face cam. But I was too lazy to do that, so no face cam here for this one. Soon.
Hey, it works out for me. It works out in my case because all you had to do is like, then you have to put another image there,
Yeah,
and you have to like
just put
slap
it.
some, just slap an image of like a Baneri or something on there. I
Just
don't know, something Pokemon Diamond and Pearl related. Just throw like the Diamond and Pearl logos. Just slap them there, and that pretty much defines everything I do.
yeah, I
Is
don't
that?
know, or just figure out some way to make this look entertaining. But the point is not to watch this; it's just to listen. Plus,
Just
you
put some gameplay of like fucking Kirby Dream Course over my face where my face cam would be.
or just Kirby itself. But no, no, I
Works.
for now it's like no face cam because it's like I show my face almost every single day. So it's like if I could just release
Mhm.
just one video where it's just like my voice, whatever, and like you don't have to actually watch, it'd be great. But
Hey.
I'm done. Yeah. So I don't know how things have been by you because there's been so much going on. Like we got E3, Mario's dead. Um, I you mentioned before we started recording this, you mentioned Pac-Man '99. So now, like,
As a joke,
I
yeah,
know it's a
that's
joke.
been something I've been playing that a lot since it was released. I got heavily addicted. I think it's better than that Tetris 99 personally. I don't know. I maybe because I like Pac-Man way too much. So how it is. It's fun. It's surprisingly it works as a battle royale, and I mean Mario 35 was fun before that game got fucking Thanos. But I mean Tetris 99 was fun, but then Pac-Man 99 is just like it hits an itch of like I like to play Pac-Man a lot, and it's like oh, but multiplayer Pac-Man that's something I didn't think was a thing.
I'm
And
surprised. I'm surprised I haven't done that sooner because, like, imagine just a because there was technically four-player Pac-Man back in like the Xbox 3
Mhm.
arcade days, back when
Yeah,
Xbox 360 was. So I was surprised that they're doing it and it's Nintendo of all people. But
yeah.
I don't know. Looks like we're getting a genre of sorts. It's
Yeah, no,
battle.
I think now we're gonna get. There was someone that made a joke tweet of like WarioWare 99, and I would 100% be down for that. Like if they were to take the battle royale free to play, well, quote unquote free to play, like mantra, and were to be like, hey, we're gonna put WarioWare here and have those micro games work. I feel like they can make it work exactly the same way it does with Tetris 99 and Pac-Man 99. It'd be cool. Also, I just want another I want a WarioWare game. Like, please. Like, there's three franchises Nintendo needs to bring back. Rhythm Heaven, WarioWare, and F-Zero. That's all. That's it. Nothing crazy, Nintendo. You killed Mario. Can't you bring those back at least? We need a new mascot. Make Chorus Kids the mascot, Nintendo. Come on.
No,
Easy.
no. We need Pit needs to be the icon. He only has two
Mm,
games.
mm.
He only
Oh,
has two games, so
that's very true.
he needs he. No, but Eric, Mario news is probably gonna be around E3. I don't think like in terms of like news on Nintendo's front, everything's gonna be E3. It
Yeah.
They would have to have massive balls to be like, yeah, we'll have a direct in a month in like middle of April. But no,
No, they won't.
they gotta play their cards right. So E3 and all that stuff, and
They have to wait till because right now we only have 2 months away from E3, which I mean,
basically
geez,
it's
that's
nothing.
gonna be a lot of stuff. That's like absolutely nothing at this point. I mean, the last direct we got was kind of so-so with me. I mean, I liked it at first, but like the only real point that I liked was like Pyra and Myth are being released,
Yeah,
which I thought was cool, and that was really about it. No, and there was Splatoon 3 and a few other games that were there, but a lot of it was like I was sitting there like hyping up Bayo 3 or Breath of the Wild 2, which I think are going to be like the E3 hitters. Also, Metroid Prime 4, which I think those are
yeah.
going to be the big E3 hitters. I hope fucking Prime 4 comes through because I've never played a Metroid Prime game, and I want like a game that comes out that looks gorgeous, like Prime 4 is supposedly going to, and that's going to make me go out of town to specifically buy the Prime collection and binge it like I do with DMC before DMC 5 came out. I want to do that again, and I'm waiting like till that game like gets a solid release date, a release window.
Right.
I want to play Met.
But on my end, yeah, there's obviously Bayonetta 3. There's obviously all that other stuff for me, like Metroid Prime 4 and Breath of the Wild 2. But I want to see that Nintendo Switch Pro because that's the thing that's bothers me a lot in terms of E3, where it's like, you know, the probability of everything that we just mentioned is high, but then something of a rumor and leak that could potentially be true. Because remember, that was the same case with the Nintendo Switch Lite, and that became a reality. So the chances of it being true are, well, they're high, but the chances of it being released at E3 is what I want to see. So like everything else is like, for me, it's like if it happens, it happens. But I want to see like the Switch Pro or a reveal or something.
I think didn't they? This is similar to the 3DS, like the like how they handled that, where they like I don't know if Nintendo has outwardly denied the Switch Pro's existence. Like I don't think they've ever done it because we've only gotten reports from like third party sources that are closely related to like places that outsource like screens and the tablets that they use for the Switch, like stuff like for like the chips, like Nvidia stuff. Like there's been stuff that's been like talked about where they're like there's a lot of stuff that's being like outsourced and like put into the Switch Pro supposedly. Nintendo's like ordering a lot of these like these really high quality screens and all that stuff. So it's like, in my opinion, I feel like that's evidence enough that they're working on something. But I don't know if it's like they haven't denied it. I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't keep up with it. So for all I know, they could be working on either I mean, what we're calling it is a Switch Pro. I hope it's true because they did that with a 3DS, where they would like, if they deny it soon, or it's either they deny it soon and it's confirmed, or they unveiled it at E3 and it's officially confirmed. Because if they deny it, it's like it's true. They're trying to hide something. It did with the 3DS. So you did that so many times on the 3DS. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I think they're just learning, and just being like, oh yeah, okay, sure, all right, like that
People
type of thing.
Out that they were playing opposite day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't worry, 3DS isn't happening. It's like, literally like 2 to 3 years later, it's like 3DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS, 2DS. Like, okay, we get it, Nintendo, we get it.
Yeah, most likely the case. Something they're gonna do a reveal, things like that. It's just I don't know how they're gonna do it in general because E3 is gonna be digital, and it says free access. So that's another thing that confuses me. Like free access, like what, like a Zoom meeting, or like is it just gonna be like a live stream on Twitch and YouTube? Like what? Why do you saying free access if technically speaking it's been free access for many of us to begin with?
Like I think free access is referring to more or less, since it's going to be a digital event, that instead of like having to pay money to go there physically, like some people have. I feel like a lot of these like gameplay demos that are going to be there are going to be like a digital thing. They're either going to be through some website for streaming services like GOG, or like whatchamacallit, or some of these demos might just be on the
Right.
eShop,
Ah.
or like PlayStation Store. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're referring to. I don't know what they can mean by free access because we've gotten it. Like everybody has quite literally gotten that. Like you have all the rights to co-stream E3. You've been able to like make content on E3. Like
Right.
we've been here to
Exactly.
watch it. It's like I don't know what you mean by. I mean, thanks for reassuring that I'm going to be able to do the same thing I've done. Well, not I wouldn't say last year, but since then, like I'd say it's around
Yeah.
2018,
No,
2017,
you're right. You're right. Last year in 2019.
last year in 2019. Yep,
You're
yep,
right.
2019. Yep,
You're
we
right. You're
skipped
right.
it.
Mhm.
We skipped the number. That's it.
You're right.
No,
You're.
I it's one of those things where I'm like, as someone who wants to co-stream the event and wants to cut that co-stream into videos and also just do a video on E3 in general. I don't know what they mean because the only thing that comes to mind is like gameplay demos being like accessed on the fly,
I
which would
guess.
be cool because that's something that I haven't ever been able to experience at E3 since I've never been able to go, and I always wanted to try those like very early builds of games
Right.
just because.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Me too. And I just. Hmm. For me, I started the E3 bandwagon, like the train, like long ago. I think what video was it that I started the E3 train? I think, I think it was around No, must have been a Bayonetta video. No, no, it was around Crash when I started in Crash, and the fact that if he could be in Smash, and
Oh yeah.
ever since that video, most of my videos has been like, oh, if anything happens, well, there's E3. Oh, there's E3. There's E3. So it's like the E3 train is there for some people, but obviously when it gets closer, like people are gonna obviously milk that cow dry. So, but I'm
Mhm.
excited. I'm excited for E3 because I'm thinking of doing the same thing. Not like co-stream it, just have like a little event on the server, and not do a video on it, but probably just like a recap of everything
Oh,
after
that's kind
that.
of more or less. That's more or less what I'm referring to with the video. Like I'm not be doing a co-stream of it, but I'm going to take what I get from that co-stream, make it into a video. And if that video doesn't turn out right, I mean, I could always just do like I'm gonna try since it's my channel and how I like to do things. I probably might just do a highly edited video about E3 and
Yeah,
have like those like, unedited reactions for certain things because they might be doing a lot of the big things I want to capture a lot of because like I mean there is the direct. I didn't feel like I needed to do that because I was thinking about doing it with the direct last March, but I was like the only highlight. There's like 5 highlights, 6 highlights to me, and then you have me. And then there's like to me this is a highlight of Mario Golf being announced. So you have like I'm like the 1% that cares about that. So like the highlights there aren't that like substantial. There's still enough to make a video on, but it's like nothing that's gonna be highly edited at first and like commentary then cut to reaction, commentary cut to reaction and stuff like that. I think when it comes to E3 this year, I'm going to try that though because I haven't ever. I started making YouTube content literally only 2 years ago, so I never got a chance to do an E3 video. I think I was the way I viewed myself. I kind of had I was a little more uptight with how I handled content because my very first video was a video essay on P5. So for me, I was like, thinking I was posh and stuff. Like, I can't do this. I have to stick to video essays. I can't break the norm. And then when E3 came around, I streamed it, and someone told me you should make that and you upload that to YouTube. And I'm like, no, I have another video. And then this will be like the final. I basically I was trying to avenge that in 2020 and be like, all right, that's dumb. That was a dumb mentality to have. Do it this time. Then
right.
we skipped a year, and here we are now in 2021. Nothing happened. I just want to go ahead and like make a video on it so bad because it's like I want to make a video even before E3, like especially before it, I have to, but like I don't want to be
Right.
overkill with it on the channel. I just don't feel like that's needed.
Yeah, no, for me, like I'm now more towards not reactionary or like news related videos. It's just like I just have fun with what I do. Basically, I'm just
Mhm.
myself. Like I'll probably go back to video essays and things like that, like in the future or something. But it's just that for me, it just takes too much work. And since I started doing like every week 3 videos, it's like, well, then I might as well just show my face, be an idiot for like 9 to 10 minutes, and just post it. And it's like, all right, that's good.
That's a fair.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of like my thing. What for E3, like when I mentioned like the recap video, like a recap video, it's like all the events that happen and then just make a skit out of it, like Mighty Keith does or something like that. Like I guess, or at least like, cause I don't know, cause that's 3 days, and then
Mhm.
like to make a video and then an hour editing, and it's like I'd rather just do like one video after those 3 days where it's just like all my reaction to it, and then that's it, just post it because it's like it's still gonna be fresh. But
That is true. I have like I that is true. It is 3 days. And I might end up doing the reaction rate as well, but I might do some. I'm gonna do some of the thing towards to like kind of cut it down, but I don't know. I might just do like the full reaction and do like a cut thing of like make an
yeah,
edited version, edited and unedited, and just have whichever you choose, I guess.
right.
Because I know some people just like reaction content from creators, and if that's what people want, then I don't mind delivering. Because it's, I mean, I don't want to say it's low. It is low effort, but I don't want to say that because I mean,
Nah, it's
I
low
feel
effort. It's just low effort.
it takes a lot of effort to react to things. I promise.
It's just I might do that too, reaction based for
It just depends on like
yeah.
it depends on time and what goes on during that moment. But I do know I'm going to be setting time aside like entire week for E3 because it's like that stuff matters immensely to me. It's like because last year it felt hollow without an E3. I'm like I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't care about like the Summer Games Fest stuff. I didn't care about like the PC like game show event that they did or whatever. I didn't care about like the separate company events typically. State of Play never got like State of Play had some good stuff in there, but like I don't really remember a lot of it.
Yeah,
Microsoft existed. Nintendo kind of just didn't do anything except for like, hey, here's SMT5 and a 3 remake, and here's like a weird wrestling game, and we're gonna go away for a few months. And it was a weird time because there's nothing that's been as like hyped up as E3, and like as soon as I saw it, that was like it was a thing. I thought it was like the Onion or some like gimmick account saying it,
right.
and I was like, it's not real. And I saw you replying to it, I was like, oh, and I saw someone else, one of my other
Yeah.
mutuals replying to it, and I'm like, oh, and everyone was
Yeah.
hyped. I looked into it, and I'm like, oh my god, E3 is happening this year. Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
I
it
have
is.
something to look forward to.
It
So
is. It is happening. It is happening. But yeah, like talking back to last year, there wasn't much. Like it was mostly just Sony just dominating with state of plays. But it's weird this year because it looks like Nintendo is dominating this year in a sense. Because Sony's not
uh,
gonna be an E3 for some
they
reason.
are.
No, they're
Oh yeah,
not.
no, they are. Shoot, that
Which
is
is
true.
which is weird. But Sony's been weird for a while, so like
Yeah, they're
whatever.
always a little goofy.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get my own PS5, but dang, I honestly forgot a
I
PS.
tried,
I
I
forgot.
tried to get one literally just the other day, and when they had some sales in Walmart, already like within like a minute, it sold out. So
Dude,
no, I have the money to get one. I'm just like trying to just throw my money at the screen as fast as possible.
I just got so used to playing on the Switch that I forgot a PS5 was a thing. Cause I've
Oh
been
wow.
on Zen. Here's the thing, I started Xenoblade about a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
and it's just like I completely forgot about all other games. Like I forgot Persona 5 Striker came out. I forgot about Monster Hunter Rise. I forgot about I keep forgetting about Resident Evil Village, and then
Oh yeah.
well then I intentionally forget about Balan Underworld.
We're just gonna ignore the on my podcast when you were trying to advocate for that game. We're just gonna ignore that. I'm just not gonna blackmail you with that at all. No.
I saw no, you don't understand. Like I remember a tweet. I found a tweet that I said it's like give Balan Wonderworld a chance or something, and then I'm looking at it now. I'm like, oh, you naive little bastard.
You
Oh,
naive.
oh, how you.
That demo was a train wreck. I played it
Oh
on.
my
I was like,
god.
I have an alt account on my Switch, so if I play demos, it doesn't show up because I like having my Switch games like very organized. I don't know why I care about like the hours on my Switch for games, so it's like I like giving it like it's like yeah, I've wasted my life playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What have you done today? Um, but it's like on my second account, I have like all my demos, and the one I did try was Balan Wonderworld, and I I can't say I've experienced something as bizarre and terribly disappointing as that, except the only game that comes to mind, and this might be a stretch. This might be a stretch to a lot of people, but it felt like Sonic 06 levels of bad to me. But it's not like
No,
it's not.
no,
I can't
no, no,
laugh at it either.
no, 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 no. Sonic 06 is playable compared
That's
to
true. That's true.
Balan
That's
Wonderworld.
a fair point.
Balan Wonderworld is literally press A, is literally jump the game. The graphics are like, I can't believe I was like, I'm for sure making a video about how naive I was, because it's just gonna be funny haha stuff. So, but Balan Wonderworld was such an interesting idea, and that's the reason why I was like so happy to play it, because it was an interesting idea, and it was the same people that gave us Sonic. So obviously these guys know how to do platformers, but
Yeah,
apparently they only know how to do 90s levels of platforming, because that's clearly a Sega Saturn looking game. You could,
it is, and that's like I like demakes of games all the time, but that's like the wrong kind of demake. It's like they're
exactly.
trying to be a modern game, but it's like approaching it as a demake, and I'm like, okay,
And
you're having conflicting inspirations. It's not exactly a playable video game. Maybe you should like let this one sit in the oven for another few months or a year or two.
right, and
I guess
it,
this isn't as bad as like Cyberpunk, where it's like it was a worldwide thing. Blind Wonderworld was like anticipated by a good few people. Or a lot of people just were kind of like, oh, it looks all right. And I feel like the lack of like people that were supporting the game before probably led them to just go, well, you know what? No one's really caring about this. We might as well go ahead and just release this product. Maybe someone will like it. And then the demo came out, and everyone was like talking about the demo. That was like, whoa! I forgot this game existed until you brought it up. I kind of shot it out of my brain. I'm like, it looked cool, but this demo is not looking very good. And that like iconic, like weird, like singing scene that shows up at some point in the game. I don't remember. I'm kind of repressing a lot of memories from that game because it is not something I want to think of. But that demo had that one weird scene in it, and God, I was having the biggest fever dream of my life, and I did not like it at all. Um,
it's
not
just
how I wanted to start the year.
it's just that there's so much potential for that game. There was so much to look forward to for that game, and I knew that the game was going to be mediocre. I'm not saying that the game was going to be good. I knew that the game was going to be mediocre, but the fact that my highest the bar was mediocrity, and even that couldn't pass that, just makes me question, like, my God, Plan Wonderworld, what happened? And like the premise is, it's an amazing premise. The artwork is god tier.
It
It's
is.
it's amazing artwork, but you can't get me something like that. You just can't. And
Nah, it's very disappointing.
it bothers me too, because Square Enix is losing money on that front too. And they're like, well, you know what? That I think about it, they're probably like, let's lose some money, so that when we announce Final Fantasy, 16 in E3, stonks.
Well, they have two things to go through. They have FF7R Part 2 and the 16. They have two ways to make easy money, and also Kingdom Hearts. So I
Kingdom
mean,
Hearts.
like they've got flagships like upon flagships. Like they're like, I mean, it's like Nintendo like drop making a bad Mario game. It's like if they make a bad Mario game, they can literally make up for it in an instant. I mean, look at the way they made New Super Mario Brothers. A lot of people didn't like those games because of how stale they got. They're good games, but they were stale. And look at Mario now. Like, has Nintendo flopped at all? No, I don't think it's gonna like. These can get sinks the company over, but it's definitely going to do like it's gonna be like a small dent.
Right,
That they
exactly.
can just go payroll. It's like, hey, forget Bowen Wonderworld. Here's Noctis shirtless in Final Fantasy 15 for the PS5, guys. I swear to God, if they announce that, if they remake that game or do another version of that game,
on the PS5 and it involves shirtless Noctis, I will pay. I will pay an absurd amount of money for that. And also, I will look at myself going, why did I predict the future again? As I have done this before, where I literally made a bit before Mario Odyssey came out saying, wouldn't it be cool if there's a 3D Mario game where Mario was shirtless?
And then boom.
2017 comes around, and like that shows up in the trailer, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, no, if that happens, I mean, great.
No,
But no, I mean,
I want
fine,
to. In terms of Square Enix stuff, Tifa. Gotta get that out of the way. Tifa. Just give us Tifa a game. That's all I want.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take
I'll
that.
take
Tifa's
that.
pretty good.
I don't know. Another thing. Look, you know what bothers me?
Hmm.
Why wasn't Tifa in Tekken? Why Noctis? Noctis is perfect for a Soul Calibur game. What?
Yeah. There's a mod that lets her play. I think remember what character that she replaces, but there's a mod that lets her in the game, and I've tried it. It's really good. So
Yeah,
I like it.
Dude. I want to go back to playing Tekken, and like actually like devote some time to Tekken because of the new character that got released. Lydia Sobieska. God, I love her. Like I legit love her. I love the stage. I love how they're like. I that's like my new favorite character. Honestly, like
I mean, I'm still a Julia main, regardless. That's just how I am.
nah, I wanna like legit play that character. Just play around with it and whatever. But yeah. I do wanna. I can't wait for when when Square Enix releases near Replicant. Obviously, is in 2 weeks from now.
I'm not gonna be able to play. I'm not playing it day one. I'm gonna wait because I did with Automata where I waited, and I'm like, I'm gonna just do the same thing here where I wait.
I'll probably wait like a week or so, and then I'll just like, all right, I'll just buy it, play it, because I love Nier. Nier is like one of my favorite franchises of all time. I can't wait to play Nier Replicant. So that's on the forefront. I also can't wait for when they give us more news on the mobile game Reincarnation.
Yep.
Because that's also something that I want to give it a try. Things like that. Hopefully it doesn't burn my phone. Give it or it lags. But and then there's also Final Fantasy like Ever Crisis, where it's like you get to play. No. That's not the Battle Royale. That's First Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Which isn't a bad premise. Final Fantasy First Soldier. Weird. I mean, it's weird.
It makes sense, like if you look at it, but like it's also just weird to say, yeah, guys, we're gonna have a battle royale for Final Fantasy. It's like, Final Fantasy all franchises.
Yeah, it's like, but I can't wait. Like I would actually play that. I wouldn't mind playing that and see how but Ever Crisis is the one that excites me the most because it's a mobile game with obviously with gacha elements, but not in the sense of like you grab and collect characters, but more like weaponry and stuff like that. And it's just basically replaying the entirety of Final Fantasy VII and also Crisis Core. You're basically playing a Crisis Core remake on a phone. That's Ever Crisis. And that's interesting. I will say though that could have been a Switch game, if I'm being honest.
It might be. It could be.
They probably did that with Final Fantasy 15 Mobile, where they just put it on the Switch. And after a while, they're like, "Yeah, we'll just put it on the Switch." They'll probably do that.
I feel like that's what they did with a lot of mobile games. Like I mean, they did with Cafe Mix. But then Cafe Mix came out like alongside the mobile release, so they might do that where they'll just they'll build it up, being like, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and bring it up now out of the blue." But I'm not sure how they're gonna handle it. Personally, I'm not. I mean, mobile games on Switch are fine if they're done right. So this one is, as you're saying, how decent it sounds. For me, I'm very skeptical on mobile games. I would be interested. So, sure.
Yeah, same. But I've mostly been playing I've mostly been playing like Pokemon ROM hacks on my phone because that's fun. That's just fun to do and doesn't waste too much memory on my phone. It's just having like GBA. ROM hacks are fun. Pokemon ROM hacks are some of the funnest, or some of the most fun things to like. It's just very incredible to see how like a person can just literally grab the original source material and be like, what can we do from it?
Mm-hmm.
And like there's been pretty good ROM hacks that I've played, and like I want to 100% complete this. Like that I've that's how I am with one of them right now, where it's like I want to catch every single Pokemon it has in this game and level them up to 100 and be like, look at where I wasted all my time. I've invested all my time on. Here, mom.
Not even
Are
in the
you
main,
proud of
not
me?
even not even in the mainline game either, of all places. That's why I don't really play a lot of like usually ROM hacks. If I play them, it's like a one and done kind of thing. Not like I don't ever go try to complete them. Like that's like a lot of times usually with mods. The only series that I actually like um, mods in, where I actually play them excessively, are usually rhythm games, typically like custom songs and stuff. Or more recently, I can say this and you put this in the title so you can get views. Friday Night Funkin'. That is the only game I've played recently a lot with like mods that I actually like. Where I actually it's the inverse of what I usually take, because I usually view mods as really cool and creative and I can enjoy them for a little bit, but that's really it. Whereas here, I actually like genuinely play the mods more than the base game.
Right, but
Don't know why. That's
the
just how I
the
am.
the thing is though, this isn't like these ROM hacks are original fan made games. That's why
Mhm.
like those are the ones that I play the most. Not just the fact like, oh, I get to play Fire Red, but here's all 800 plus Pokemon in it. It's like no, like
Mhm.
some of these ROM hacks, like they made original characters, original regions, and like they obviously they implement like certain Pokemons and certain things. So they like those are the ones that I enjoy like playing the most and like really want to 100% complete, because it's like they devoted their time to not only like grab like whether it's like Fire Red or Emerald as the basis for it, but they made something
Mhm.
completely new out of it. Kind of like let's put it this way, it's like an unofficial Sonic Mania.
Yeah, I could see that. Sonic Mania is practically just a ROM hack to me. It's a good
Basically,
one, but it basically is.
right. And sometimes I wish Nintendo saw that, where like they would look at the ROM hacks and be like, oh dude, these people are incredible.
Mhm.
You know, like, because can you imagine Game Freak just all of a sudden be like, we'll let the fans make a game, and they'll be like, yo, we're all in. And like imagine like the level of like good quality games we could have because of it, because it's like Game Freak is letting like fans that know how to handle, game design and things like that, and like they're also getting official help. And like basically like imagine Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl as the fan made project that one person did. I don't know if you saw that. The
Was it like the Wasn't it the, if I'm correct, it was using the Black and White 2 engine in Diamond and Pearl, I think, right? Is that the one I'm thinking? Because someone's been doing that.
No,
I do know about
someone was trying. There was a no where they used the models of Pokemon Masters, and
Oh,
they created their own. I'm surprised you haven't. I'm surprised you haven't seen that. Like,
I
it's
might
this
have, but I'm
one.
not sure.
It was this one person that basically put Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl reimagined. It was like sort of like the same trailer.
Oh,
There
yeah.
we
No,
go.
no. Okay, yeah. I know what it is. I
Right. So
literally, I literally,
imagine that person working with Game Freak, having all the resources. You could have a Pokemon game to that caliber, and it could like, and it doesn't have to be something like Pokemon Legends, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's something completely new and everybody's excited for it, and it should be what Pokemon Sword and Shield should have been, but at the same time, it's not a mainline Pokemon game.
Mhm.
So it's and I'm not saying anything bad about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, because I still love the fact that we're getting a Gen 4 remake regardless. And
they're faithful. That's why I want them to be faithful. So I mean, it's faithful and cute,
right,
and it kind of reminds me of
but
the way that
that's
people have described it is like Link's Awakening remake kind of visual style.
yeah,
I think that's like the
that's
best
the way I
to do it.
see it. But
Mhm.
my problem is that they look like they're being too faithful. Whereas like it's not only the chibi art style, but I feel like everything else content wise is going to be exactly the same, and that's the problem that I have. Where it's like, you know,
We don't know that yet, though.
you could have the chibi art
They've shown
style, right? I know
Mhm.
you've only shown a trailer, but I hope it's like I just hope that there's new stuff and new content down the line, other than it just
I'm
being
sure there's
an
one.
entirely faithful an entire
Yeah,
faithful,
we've got
whatever.
E3 coming through. I know it's just like pushing it all to E3, but that's
Yeah.
quite literally the only thing we have is just E3 and more news. It comes out in November. I'm hoping we get platinum stuff included with it, like, because I want to go to the Battle Frontier. I want the Battle Resort.
Yeah, that's what I want to.
I want to do all that stuff again because I've 100%ed platinum. I literally have a platinum save with 999 hours. That is long gone. But that was like the game I sunk the most time into. I literally know Pokemon Platinum and Diamond and Pearl like the back of my hand. So it's like I really, 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 really want them to bring that stuff back because that stuff made post game so much more enjoyable. And if they want to ever somehow include the event Pokemon, like the only 3 event Pokemon we had for Gen 4 was Arceus, Shaman, and Darkrai. If they were to somehow bring in those 3 and make them part of base game, that's content that's new. That content was never available to people. I feel like they're saying they're trying to keep it faithful, and it's trying to be a faithful remake. But I feel like they're also, all of the companies have said they wanted it to maybe a faithful remake, but they've added a lot of quality of life changes. I think this is going to be a big quality of life version of Diamond and Pearl, with hopefully I'm gonna hope it's just like it's basically Pokemon Platinum, but it's under the Diamond and Pearl like name. It's just like it's one title because I feel like they're now trying to start getting rid of the 3 title stigma they used to go by, and then we're just going 2. And I think that's kind of what they're gonna go for, because there is a trainer. This is like a very, very like it's like a wild goose. This is like a goose hunt here, but there was a screenshot in Floroma Town, the trailer that shows the lady that.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that for the
flower.
for the Shaman event. So
yeah, so it's like that could be a thing. That already could be like meaning it's like, hey, this is gonna be basically platinum, but just we're putting it under Diamond and Pearl's name. Which, hey, I'll take that because
I'll take it too.
If they're gonna do that and they add some more content, like even if it's like slight content, like even like it's like maybe a new like a few Pokemon that weren't in Gen 4 originally, which I don't think they would do. I think they were gonna keep it to the standard 493, but if they were to like even out to like 500, add like 7 new Pokemon that were from like different areas, different regions that would fit, I'd be okay with that. But as long as it's just platinum to me, and they add some new stuff, I'll take it. Like I don't really want too much. just keep it as faithful as reasonably possible, but also be like, I think Game Freak does need to be aware that it's like this is a remake. This is something that we need more content for. This is something that people have been wanting for years. I wouldn't have reacted the way I did to that, and wouldn't have hyped it up for years. I literally have been sitting here on like waiting patiently for these remakes. I didn't care about any other remakes that came out. Like Heart Gold and Soul Silver are great. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are fantastic. I was not hyped for them. I just came and fell in my lap, and I was like, cool, these are games. I like these. I was a kid, so I had no other reason. But the ones that started it all for me was Diamond and Pearl.
Same. And, actually, no. For me, what started was Mystery Dungeon. So, if anything, I want... Mystery Dungeon was my very first Pokemon game, and will forever be the GOAT for me. Like, if you ask me what my top 10 games of all time, Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky is specifically, will be on that list. It'll
I never played
always
Sky.
be.
I've only played... The only Mystery Dungeon game I ever played was Time, and I loved that a lot.
Sky. Oh man, I've devoted. I almost 100% completed that when I was like 10 years old, and I was like, how did I, and it was such an incredible experience. I was so happy that, and I hope Game Freak reminds people that Mystery Dungeon. I hope they remind themselves that Mystery Dungeon's a thing also. Because
they already did with the Red Rescue and Blue Rescue.
Yeah, but that's a remake. I want like a whole new game, entirely. Like a new game, always with the same formula, but I make it more like, how should I put it, Zelda-esque. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I get that. Like the whole endless dungeon crawling thing, but with the Zelda formula in between, with more.
But I'm saying like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker era type, like that style of a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game.
The thing is, I don't think they can really go straight away from the whole dungeon formula that they've started. I feel like if they were to do that, I feel like it would have to switch between visual styles or gameplay styles during outside of I feel like outside of dungeons it could work in that way, but I feel like dungeons it might be, they could try to do it the entire way through and it could work and it'd be wonderful. But the way Mystery Dungeon's gameplay works is like it's very like top down. So it's like you would probably not want that unless you can pan the camera kind of like Fire Emblem style in a way. Sure, which I mean, if you as long as like they have like, I feel like that'd be a cool idea, but there's definitely some like
You just need to like put up the tweaks
they
here and
can
there.
tweak it a lot. I feel
But
like they can definitely do it.
yeah, but like a just regular like mystery dungeon would just be fun because that they just need to be. I think exactly. They're just good games.
I played the demo for Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team's remakes, and I enjoyed the fuck out of them. I just didn't buy them because I'm like, not. I mean, at the time I was very like not stable financially, so I said no.
Yeah.
But there's Pokemon New Snap. That's another thing that came out. I just pre-ordered that actually.
Yeah, that
physical that
looks
every
fun.
physical is selling late, and like it's like delayed like 2 weeks in my area. So I'm just like I'll just do a digital pre-order, and I literally have been playing Pokemon Snap on my Wii U again for the millionth time, and I like Snap a lot. I don't know why I do. It's a very it's a comforting game that I like. I like the Safari Zone in Pokemon games, so to have a photo safari is like been the coolest thing. A lot of my love for that series, a lot of the, like that game is nostalgia, but also a lot of it is like now to see it in this new era where like social media is readily accessible. All my Twitter is going to be just screenshots of Pokemon at this point. So,
yeah. I've never played Pokemon Snap, so new Pokemon Snap would be a nice experience to that type of thing. I also want to play Coliseum. Both
Coliseum
of
is
them.
fantastic.
Right. I want to play both. I want to play that.
There's actually 3 technically because you have a Battle Revolution for the Wii.
Yeah, but that's more like Stadium. That's more like a sequel to Stadium rather than Coliseum.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. But like, I see that. And a Poke Park would be nice.
I've only played one Pokepark game. It was the one that was involving. I think it was the first one.
Yeah,
Played
Poke Park was a good idea. Honestly, it was a good idea, and the games weren't bad. Obviously, it had like a childlike story and whatnot, but just the idea of playing as Pikachu and just going around to different areas, you know, it would be nice to see that again with the newer Pokemon.
I think like it's the reason I think a lot of people liked it, myself included, was the idea of like you're going at like the almost like the animations from like the Pokemon movies before like the movie started where it was just only Pokemon. I felt like that was like I feel like I know Pokepark was trying to do that as a game, but I would want something that's like similar to Pokepark in that way. But like it takes very big inspiration from those like premises of like what those shorts had in movies where it's like kind of like trying to do a video game streamlined into a video game format would be cool. Just playing as Pokemon in general is like the thing I enjoy. I think that's the thing. I mean, that's like where Mystery Dungeon exists. That's why Pokepark exists. But I feel like they can do something that's kind of like either a mix of those two, or they just bring back Pokepark in like a brand new light. It'd be cool. I've only played like a little bit of one of the games, and I remember enjoying it. I have one of them for the Wii U Virtual Console, for the Wii Virtual Console on my Wii U. I don't even know if I like played it a lot either. I remember I was just archiving games in the Wii U because I need to, and I still need to get back to doing archiving games both on my PlayStation games, especially since the stores are shutting down. But like, that would be a cool idea. I think like them to just bring the series back in a new light.
Yeah,
I take.
yeah, it would be nice. But we'll have to wait and see what Game Freak has, because right now they're mostly focused on Legends, and you know, here's hoping Legends becomes a success, because that's a whole new like game in its entirety. You know, it's the open world we wanted with Sword and Shield. It looks like they're using the same graphical models for Legends. If you compare the trainers to the trainer model in Sword and Shield, they look almost identical. So it's probably to be honest, Sword and Shield is like a prototype to what Legends is going to be. If I'm being honest, like they were just testing out that model formula, like that engine, and you know, probably just unleashing its full potential on one game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even if Sword and Shield is a prototype, it's a damn good prototype to me. I enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, it's with the expansion pass now. I never really had the chance to play it. Like,
it's good. I'm replaying it currently because I wanted to reset my save entirely. I know I could just play Shield, but I like I don't know. Shield was one of those things I got. I got both. I tend to do that with those games where I'll get one with my own money, and then it's like someone's like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas or your birthday?" And I'm just like, "Just give me the other one." Nothing. So it's something for them to give me because like I haven't wanted anything for my birthday or Christmas for a while, so it's like that's kind of what I run with. And I remember I was thinking like when I was already playing the game and restarting my save and moving all the Pokemon to home, I was like, how am I gonna like? Do I just play Shield or do I just play Sword? And I was like, no, screw it. I'll restart my like 300 hour save of Sword, and because I like the trainer rotation in that one better for the gym leaders, and I also just like the legendary better.
alright.
But it was like it's a very good game with expansions. Also because I don't want to rebuy the DLC as well. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Crown Tundra a lot more than Isle of Armor. Isle of Armor is pretty boring, and now that I've played Crown Tundra a lot, and like if you're as someone who wants a shiny hunt, the new raid formula is the most addicting thing, and that's what I'm trying to build myself back up to on my sword save. But then Monster Hunter is just like, hey, we're gonna interrupt literally all of that, and you're going to spend literally 35 hours in 1 week playing this game. I'm like, oh, all right, Monster Hunter, thanks for existing.
Yo, I wanna with games like Monster Hunter and Pokemon, I'll have to get my own Switch because we do have a Switch, but it's like it's not
Family one.
basically speaking like everybody uses it. So I just want like my own, so it's like I can have like that uh sort of like personal space and just play like Pokemon and Monster Hunter for like a very very long time, especially Monster Hunter because I tried World on the
Yeah.
PS4 and it was okay.
Mhm.
I didn't mind it, but
It's
Monster
fun. It's fun for a
yeah
bit, but
yeah
it's
it
like
was
it's not
fun.
a traditional Monster Hunter experience that a lot of people have told me. It's actually, believe it or not, Rise is my very first. I'm planning to make a video on this, a very possibly next week, depending, because I want to make sure I want to get a little bit further in. I mean, I already beaten the main story, quote unquote. I've already fought in the flagship monster like once or no, 3 times now. But like I want to make a like Monster Hunter from like a brand new player's perspective because the only experience I have in with that series is World for just a small bit. Like I literally barely got the 1-star hunts done. Like I did like
Yeah.
3 hunts, and I was like, this is kind of boring. And I played a lot of 4 in my 3DS, but I did that more cooperatively. And I did that more by either if it was really cooperatively or I did it a lot by myself. And I was like again struggling to do like basic hunts. I was using weapons I wasn't very good with. And Rise, I'm like, I want to use the the weapon that has the highest skill ceiling I could think of. But like, especially with this game has a lot of movement. It's like, what's the weapon that will enhance movement? And I was like, Insect Glaive makes sense. So I literally spent all my playthrough literally only using Insect Glaive. And once I understood how that worked, and I was getting like my hunt times down to like from like doing a hunt in 20 minutes down to like 10 minutes down to like 8, 7 minutes sometimes, even on like some of the 5-star hunts with like Rathalos. That was when I was like, okay, I really like this formula. I like learning this game. I want to try picking up another weapon now. I want to try picking things up in this game and actually make a video on it. Because I was like breezing through that game once I got into the loop, and I finally understood like why people like Monster Hunter. Because for the longest time, I see the appeal, but I'm like, I don't know. I never got like super hooked into it. And like even when they made that like I don't even know if it's a bad movie. I'm just gonna not say anything, but like that whole Monster Hunter movie that exists, I don't know anything about it. But when I heard about that and how that was getting a movie, it was kind of like Dragon Quest with me, where I'm like, why the heck is this like? Why am I like hearing about this stuff and I don't even know what it's like? I've never played. This is like one of the Capcom franchises, Capcom franchises, Jesus, that I've never played. I'm sitting there like, man, I need to give this a shot. Finally, like I've only played it a little bit. I could put a lot of time into 4 back then, but that's way back then on 3DS. Barely liked World, which I'm eventually now that I've gotten into Rise heavily, I'm probably going to get back into World a little bit more and try to like actually play do an Insect Glaive run through that and see how I favor it. And if I like it a lot, I might get Iceborne, since I've heard that's where the game really is, like where all the content is at this point. If you're not like if you breeze through base game, and I'm sitting there like, wow, I probably need to make content on this game because Rise is like one of the most incredible Switch games I've ever played, like bar none. It is super addicting and then super like not even in a bad way. It's like it's so fun to play. It's so endearing.
I like this. I mean, there's not really much of a story per se, obviously, but like whatever narrative they had and all the characters they had for it were good. Both the dub and sub voice actors are fantastic. I like the game a lot. I have to make an unscripted video on it at some point because, good lord, I've sunk 35 hours into it like a week of that game. And there's gonna be more. Literally after I'm recording this, after I'm done with this, I'm just gonna go back on Monster Hunter because I have no. I'm supposed to be editing a video, and here I am procrastinating.
You're
So,
not. You're not procrastinating. You're having a good time. What are you talking about?
I mean, technically, it's gonna be for a video, anyways. I have recorded a lot of footage recently. Like, I've played 35 hours of the game, and I've only recorded like maybe 5 hours of footage. So I have a lot of footage to make up for videos. Like, I don't need actually like that much, but
Yeah, you'll be
I've
fine.
only recorded like 5 to 6 star hunts. So it's like I probably need to like record some earlier hunts, and that's really it. Which those will go by extremely fast now.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I highly recommend it. I mean, I definitely would give World another shot too, because I'm going to, just because I mean, World looks decent. It's not the movement in World is where I kind of am a little hit or miss on, because now that they introduced wire bugs and like fast momentum that's in Rise, it's like I kind of just can't stop. It's like going from playing as Sonic to like playing as Big the Cat. I don't like that transition.
Yeah,
So
it would have to be something to getting used to, I'd imagine.
oh yeah.
I just gotta get a Switch. Like, as soon as I get my own Switch, I'll probably just be like, all right, where's Monster Hunter World? Where is it? Well, not World. Where Rise? Where is it? Where is it? But
Monster Hunter World on the Switch when I bet that could be a possibility. Capcom could just do that, but like I feel like now with Rise, they're just gonna fully sink in all their like stuff for Monster Hunter on that, which eventually you're gonna put the game onto other platforms. Like they're gonna do a PC port like they do with World. They they're most likely going to add more events. Like we already have a Ninjala event. I don't know if it's for Monster Hunter. I think it's just a Ninjala only, but it's crossover with Monster Hunter. I don't know if Monster Hunter is getting any cool stuff for that, but that's a thing. If people are even remember Ninjala, which is I think if I've been hearing correctly, it's just like rock paper scissors the game. I don't know anything about it, but
neither do I. I completely forgot Ninjala was a thing on the Switch.
yeah, they
It was
literally
like,
just announced something about that. The only collab I want now is there's an very old Monster Hunter collab. I think it was Pizza Hut Japan, and I don't remember what weapon it was, but I tweeted it. And it's like you're literally holding like a giant, like I don't know what the term, like a spatula with like a pizza on it, like a giant like a pan pizza, and you use that as a weapon.
oh, okay.
The other person had like the Dream collab is an Olive Garden collab. If you can use turn an insect glaive, or no, well you can turn it into a breadstick, but then I think the other idea that people had was a baguette.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's that. There's a lot of dumb ideas. I mean, again, a lot of these dumb ideas could just be mods, which when PC comes out is going to be, if it does, I should say, because Capcom likes their money, but I also don't know what their strategy is with this game. If they're gonna keep it a Switch only, which they could, and it runs nicely on Switch. Like some people are complaining about the frame rate. I'm perfectly fine with it. It runs nicely. It plays nicely.
I don't know. I've been with Xenoblade for a while, so for me, I gotta crawl out of that cave
Trust me, I
just to see
understand. Have you been playing the first one or the second one?
the first one.
Ooh, I haven't played the first one yet. I actually still have only gotten like, I literally only got to Gower Plain, like the
I
very
love.
I only got to the early stage. I stopped because
I,
I actually played Xeno 1, but at the time FF7 Remake came out, and I was like kind of juggling between which one I wanted to go through, and then also Royal was out at the same time, so I was like juggling 3 games. And for a while, I was also playing Resident Evil 2 Remake before my PS4 had a meltdown and said we're gonna just crash while you're like in the sewers. So I'm sitting there like, well, that knocks one game out, so I now have 3, and I knocked out Royal and Remake, and I was like gonna go back to Xenoblade, but then I completely decided to do something out of left field and not play the game again. As much as I enjoyed what I played, especially since I love the narrative and the music, and especially Ryan, because Ryan's so goddamn, I love him. He's great. But I just never got back to it. I like that. Once I got into the gameplay loop, I was really into it, like, especially because I like games that involve grinding for like levels and stuff. Like, what else do you think?
yeah, Xenoblade is gonna make you do that. At least the first one. I don't know about the second one yet, but I wanted to play the I wanted to play the first one because it's the first game. honestly, and I that one a lot of people really enjoyed. So I'm like, all right, I want to see what the fuss is about for that one, and I love it. I'm playing it. I'm honestly playing it in Japanese because I didn't really like the English dub, and so that's also I just love it. I just like the type of open world vibe it has, and you just walk around and you just get rewarded for just exploring. And that's what I
There's a
love. Yeah.
lot of you'll like two. If you like one, you'll like two a lot. Two is a different combat system in a way, and so does that's the one drawback that a lot of people have. The only thing I think two fails on is the intro, whereas one nails it. Two's intro is very much like it's very sluggish until you get to like the second chapter, I believe, and then from there on out, it's pretty good. And then the game becomes like it went from this game's not going to be memorable to me at all to I think I went from like only playing like 10 hours in to almost like 200 or so. It was incredible for me. I wanted to make a video essay on that game, but it's like that game got beaten in 2018 for me, 2019 for me, so it's been too long. I have to like replay it. That's also why I haven't made a P5 Royal retrospective or essay, because it's been too long. And it's one of those games where I need to eventually revisit it, but I also need to play the first game, damn it. So Xenoblade 2 video essay coming out in 2050 soon. Very soon, I promise.
Yeah, next to the next Kingdom Hearts game. But
Do a retrospective on all the KH games. That hasn't happened either.
yeah. I think right now Kingdom Hearts is just taking a break, and they'll probably just go full circle. They'll probably go back in like next year or something.
They're gonna do full send. They'll probably announce something about it about the next game this year, I'd imagine, because of the. I mean, they've done a lot of stuff with I think Dark Road, or whatever the mobile game is now. I forget.
It's still Union Cross. It's just Dark Road is like it's kind of like an expansion pass sort of
Oh,
thing.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's kind of what that is.
I've only been paying attention to the actual lore. Nothing about the game. I don't care. I just watch lore videos on it, and then also Ray Chase dubbed over the Master thing, which was pretty fucking incredible.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's on his Twitter. He literally I think someone brought it up about like I don't know. It was like a quote tweet of it of like one of the dialogue things, and I don't know if they directly said that it would be cool if Ray Chase would dub over it, but he just randomly was just like he had some free time, I guess, and dubbed over it. And good lord, I love him so much. Like I've been watching Pokemon Journeys too, ironically, like before that tweet.
Oh, he's in Pokemon Journeys?
Yeah, I've been watching that a little bit. And it's funny because like Ray Chase voices the professor in that. So it's like for me, I'm like trying to separate like really wholesome professor with really cryptic Kingdom Hearts character, and I'm like, oh god, my brain's messing up here.
Don't forget he was Noctis too.
Yeah, he's Noctis. Yeah, that's another one that I forget he plays Noctis because I don't really play. I played the game with the Russian dub because it was there.
What? Oh, okay. A little ambitious there, buddy.
It was there. I was like, you know what? Sure, funny meme, and I played through the whole game in Russian. So there it is.
That's pretty funny. Well, looks like we're almost out of time. Damn.
All right.
Wow. Went by really fast this one, but that's usually how this goes. It's usually this is how it always goes. I bet you're gonna be like, oh wow, I didn't expect this to be 1 hour. I thought it was gonna be like 5 minutes or whatever. Blah blah. Like everybody says that at this point, and I expect it. I'm like, all right, say what you gotta say.
Well,
right?
I'm going to subvert your expectations and say no. I expect it because you forget. I also do a podcast, but I haven't done it in a while because I'm just like, I don't know. I just haven't felt like recording one. I've been so out of like focus with videos. I've been playing Monster Hunter to be like doing other things to be like, all right, I need to like actually get a podcast set up. And I'm like, I'm editing. I have like 5 to 6 videos I'm like working on simultaneously. Like most of them are in scripting stages, or most of them are like in like the idea stage. So it's like to do a podcast in between all that. Not right now.
I'm just glad I took 1 week off and then like just going back to the grind.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Yep. But any last words before I close to this week's podcast? Anything you like to say?
So I'd like to say, make sure you subscribe to this boy right here. He makes pretty good content. But now since now that I shilled them, I'm going to shill something that's very important that you guys need to care about. Drink your water. Stay hydrated, please. And also subscribe to the channel. I make good content. I think I recently hit 420 subs, so I'm basically an official YouTuber now. I upload like weekly ish, so that's that.
Yep, and
you probably
that'll
put a
be.
card there.
I'll put cards. You'll be in the description. Everything down below.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. You show up. I do all the promo for you. Don't worry about it.
Heck yeah, let's go. I get free promo for just existing.
Exactly. All right, and well, you guys know me. You know how I like to end my videos. Keep being yourselves. Keep improving. Keep doing what you got to do. Make sure to do the right thing. Be responsible. And have fun. It's important to have fun with the things that you enjoy doing. Remember to seek those passions, and don't let others try to bring you down. And just have fun. And know that I love you guys 120. And hope to see you guys in the next one. Honestly, the next week is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun set of videos. But until then, watch what's already here. There's going to be plenty of cards that have shown up throughout this video, so click on those and just watch the content. And yeah. So see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.